start by reassembling the tower. None of the screws in this have to be exceptionally tight. They're just snug is good enough. We're going to reassemble the mill with the cortical blade. Start by taking the end caps off. Get it in there. So these are the pieces that go to your cancellous blade. Again, if you are looking for larger particles in your cortical, then you would use this as your lower blade versus this one here that has the teeth. And the filler block in place of the screen that just lets the material fall out the bottom of the mill. What we like to do is we'll pre-grind material without the screen in it to get it down to a good size, and then install the screen, take this block out and continue grinding, and this will give you your smallest particles. Okay, we'll start by reassembling the mill with the cortical blade. Again, you want to drop your bearings in place, drop the primary blade in, again making sure that your secondary blade is on your left, and lower it down over the these are designed where the tolerances on them are really close, so it takes a little bit of force to put things together. Gotta watch, I'm always afraid of pinching my fingers. I'll put that bearing on there first. And we'll start by putting the 3 screws in. This side, the 4th screw is the one that has the little turned ends for catching the screen. Again, whenever you're putting the mill together, and one of the checks to make is to make sure that your blade is turning the right direction, always turning toward that slot. If your teeth are facing the other way, it's not going to cut. again, whenever you get to the point, you just want to snug these down, not over tighten them. It doesn't take a whole lot to hold the mill together. Make sure it turns free. Make sure that whenever you drop your top secondary blade in, that it doesn't hit. You don't hear no clicking. Then you can take and put your top plate on. You'll notice the top plate is cut for a water port. That's what this is. Okay, so you make sure that that's always facing toward this end. You can put it together the other way, but you'd notice real quick that these holes don't line up. Okay, again, you spin it to make sure everything's clearing and is free. Put the mill upside down, take the secondary cutting blade with the teeth, drop it in place. Take that retainer plate, 4 screws. Run them some 4 screws down where they start making good contact, and again you just want to snug them just a bit. These don't take a lot of pressure at all. It's easy to strip them out, so just a little over finger tight. Okay, when the mill is back upright, again, spin it, make sure that everything's clearing, you don't have any problems. The screen can be dropped in, run your screws in, holds the screen in place. Again, you want to turn it, make sure that you don't hear any contact. Sometimes whenever you get a replacement screen, it's very important that you do this, that you turn it over by hand to make sure that the screen is clearing. If it has an area in it that is sticking up or something, you can run your fingers over it and you'll feel a high spot sometimes. And that sometimes you'll just have to take and mash it down, because once you take these screens out, they will deform themselves a little bit. There's 5 screws for replacing them, and you just have to make sure that they clear, and that's something that the operator can do. But it's important to make sure that you do not have any contact. Okay, the Lovejoy